Hey, I'm Kyle Booth. I'm here to explain the theory of constraints in 2 minutes or less. So the theory of constraints is a book, is written about in the book called The Goal by Eli Goldratt. And basically, it's subordinating all of the tasks that you have under your goal. For businesses, that's usually profit. But in other sectors, like the military or like hospitals, that may be something medical or maybe something time related, or could even be like a physical goal, like I want to increase my strength, those types of things. So I'm going to explain this in a quick example through the scenario. So let's imagine we're on a ruck march. You've got a team of 4 people and they have to complete a 10-mile ruck march as fast as possible. So I've got my team of 4 people, and in my first attempt I have Tim, Carlos, Heather, and Brad. And Tim runs it in 90 minutes, Carlos runs it in 70 minutes, Heather in 80, and Brad in 60. So in this example, right, I have people all running different speeds based on their ability to run. But I'm not optimizing this based on my goal, which in this is my team finishing as fast as possible. So you can use the theory of constraints to help figure out where we can improve. So we'll start at step 1 of theory of constraints. ID the constraint. As you can see, Tim's the slowest runner here with his ruck at 90 minutes. So we are going to try to figure out a way to speed Tim up. So we'll move to step 2. Step 2 is exploit the constraint. So this is, how can I reassociate my resources to assist my team to achieve my goal? So if my goal is to increase the team's speed, I can say, hey Tim, you're a little slower than everybody else. What do you think it is? And he says, well, my ruck's pretty heavy, right? If we measure their rucks, you can see Tim's carrying 100 pounds, right? Carlos has 90, Heather has 80, and Brad only has 60. That's why he's running so fast, right? So we're like, okay, how can we help Tim get a little faster, right? We'll just redistribute the weights. So we get Tim all the way down to 50 pounds, we get Carlos up to 100, Heather up to 90, and Brad up to 90. And in attempts 2, right, our times come down. So Tim at 85, he's still our constraint, but he's about 5 minutes faster, so our team's heading in the right direction. So now we think, how can we get better than this, right? We already have him at half the weight of some of our other team members, so allocating that weight's maybe not the best move. The next step would be to subordinate the constraint to everything else. So you can see there's like a distribution of times between these people. So what we can do is we can say, hey Tim, we're gonna have you go in front. If you've ever been on a formation run, a lot of times you put the slower runners in the front, keeps everybody together, right? And also helps motivate that person in the front, make sure that they're not stopping for any reason. And in this case, we drop another minute, 84 minutes, and everyone's finishing together because they're as a team. But how can we get even lower than this, right? That's where we move on to step 4, is we elevate the constraint. So what can we do to get Tim even faster? And at this point, we're going to allocate some more resources to this problem. So in terms of running, I could say, hey, I'm going to buy Tim some new shoes. Maybe Tim's feet are hurting. He doesn't have the best shoes, right? He gets down to 82 minutes, and look, Brad stayed at 84 minutes. So maybe this 90 pounds on Brad has him too slow. And what's happened here is we've eliminated this constraint, and a new constraint has come up, which takes us to step 5. So we return to step 1 and identify the new constraint. And we go through this over and over and iterate. This is an example with ruck marching, but you can take any goal and apply it to the theory of constraints. These could be parts, this could be productivity, could be production of a certain widget, those types of things. So that's your 2-minute rundown of the theory of constraints. Thanks.